With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Tim Mulhaupt on the Huskers Radio Network. Welcome into another night. Huskers fans, we have a full show ahead for you, but Nebraska football offensive coordinator Mark Whipple met with the media this morning and discussed one of the ways he's helping new players in his system get comfortable with the offense.
You know, what I've done in the past is, hey, what's your, especially for the young guys or something, said, what's your favorite run? And whoever we name the starter, get that, I'm going to say, hey, here's going to be your first run, so they know. If the young freshman went into the game and I was going to run the ball, he would know whether it's a zone play, inside zone, outside zone, or a gap scheme play or something that way. It's just the kind of, same with the quarterbacks. If they had to go into the game, they know what the first play would be situationally. They have some say in it, so they've got confidence, not running something ahead in practice.
We'll hear more from Coach Whipple later in the hour. And in hour 2 of tonight's show, we'll hear from Scott Frost for the first time this football season with the Nebraska Football Radio Show. Good luck to Nebraska soccer and our own Sammy Hawk as they open their season tonight at Hibner Stadium. They'll take on San Diego State at 7:05 p.m. Nebraska softball has finalized their fall schedule. They'll open their slate in the fall on Sunday, September 18th against Creighton in Omaha at 12 p.m. Also have several scrimmages prior to that. You can check out the full schedule at Huskers.com. And in the Big Ten today, the big news announced was the conference reaching a new media rights agreement, including a broadcast deal that partners the conference with TV networks CBS, Fox, and NBC. That deal is reported to be worth $7 billion. It's a 7-year deal. Over to pro sports tonight as we take a look at the MLB schedule. Lots of games once again on tap here, as the Yankees will host the Blue Jays at 6:05 p.m. The Royals will battle the Rays at 6:10 p.m. At 6:20, it'll be the Mets taking on the Braves. At 8:40, the Nationals will meet the Padres. And then the game currently in action, just underway, the Red Sox are taking on the Pirates in Pittsburgh. That game in the top of the first is scoreless. Some finals from earlier today, some blowouts. Listen to these scores. Cardinals crushed the Rockies 13-0. The Rangers bested the Athletics 10-3. The Astros clobbered the White Sox 21-5. They had 25 hits in that game. Just a brutal beatdown there. The Brewers and Dodgers had a closer game earlier today. It was a good one. The Brewers took away the win 5-3 over the Dodgers. The Cubs bested the Orioles 3-2, and the Diamondbacks blanked the Giants 5-0. In the NFL today, the league handed down a final suspension for Deshaun Watson, the Browns quarterback. Watson will be suspended 11 games during the regular season and fined $5 million. The decision was a settlement between the NFL and Watson and the NFLPA. Watson has accepted the suspension and will not appeal. And in one hockey high headline, in the NHL today, star center Nazem Kadri is joining the Calgary Flames on a 7-year deal worth $49 million. Kadri is coming off a Stanley Cup championship with the Colorado Avalanche. This update is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items like equipment, trucks, and trailers? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
It's a pistol set. Van Treese trips to the near side. Snap back. Stretch play right to Cook. Hit and drop. He'll lose yardage.
Garrett Nelson
firing from the backside. Brings him down. It's a loss of 2. It's now 4th down and 3.
Alex Rodriguez floats it over. Pass by Eggleston. Tight to the net. Gets it back. Swings. Block back. Nebraska's got 3 blocks. Lucy Krause. The night of her life so far. It's 13-9 Big Red.
Snap back. Play action. Taking a shot. Throwing pass. Caught by Manning at the 10. Eludes a Boilermaker to the 5. One more. Manning dives. Touchdown. Nebraska.
Light diving, dig Hampton and Libero. Now Penn State right front. Johnny Parker, great up by Rodriguez. Left front swing, Manny Kubik, kill. 23-13. Lexi Rodriguez, a clinic thus far.
Huskers 2nd and goal to 6. 2 wideouts left, 2 to the near side. Ramir Johnson off to the right. They turn, give it off to Ramir left side, cuts back at the 5. He's in. Touchdown, Nebraska. Ramir Johnson's 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Well, what a day for the Big Ten Conference, huh? Kevin Warren has hit the trifecta, and I was trying to think, when's the last time I hit a trifecta? Probably never in some of my horse racing betting days. Yeah. This was the dream, Jessica. We've talked about this a handful of times over the last 2 months. Could they really pull it off with Fox at 11 a.m., CBS at 2:30, and NBC in primetime? And by golly, he did it.
I mean, and when they put the hype video out with the Big Ten team synced up to the CBS iconic football music,
oh, yeah.
I had chills. I was like, let's go. I mean, and nothing against Fox, but they're kind of new to the big time overall. I mean, they are
for college football, particularly.
Yes, absolutely making their way in this deal, and they've caught on very quickly and have made the most of that 11 a.m. time slot. But CBS and NBC are just two of the iconic networks, and to be on both of those, and Fox and Big Ten Network and Fox Sports 1, I mean, and wall-to-wall coverage on the prime networks, and yeah, it was awesome. I mean, we knew it was coming, but to see it officially, it hypes me up.
I mean, I don't think we said this on the air yesterday, but you and I are like, where's that at? Should be coming, and boom, here it was this morning. It starts next fall. Now, obviously, UCLA, USC don't get here until 24, but this starts next season, not this fall, but in 12 months, in the fall of 2023, you'll have the Big Fox at noon, which it's 11 a.m. Central, and then followed by the CBS, and then NBC in prime time. I loved Pete Bavacqua, who's the chairman of NBC Sports. He said with Big Ten Saturday night, so that's what they're going to call it, Big Ten Saturday night, and then Sunday night football, headlining each fall weekend in primetime on NBC and on our streaming service Peacock, along with our historic Notre Dame football partnership. And they did reach an agreement with Notre Dame, so Notre Dame has a new TV deal with NBC. He says NBC Sports will be the home of premier games in college football and the NFL. In addition, with the rights to a wide range of Big Ten events, Peacock and NBC Sports will be a year-round destination for the best in college sports. Wonderful.
So I wonder if Notre Dame's night games will have to be when they're on somebody else's network, like when they're on the road,
or if they play a Big Ten team.
Oh, there you go.
And they always play USC. So starting in 24, that's going to be one of the times they get in prime
and not
time.
Everybody has all their games. Correct. Usually you have two or
and I think,
three.
They are playing Ohio State this year, so I bet they play them next year, so that'll be one of the big ones in prime time.
So, that makes sense. They can work it out where they can still have a couple night games that air on NBC. But, man, NBC, look out. Look at them just with the Sunday night coverage and the Big Ten Saturday night. Love that.
And they're probably going to put Notre Dame a lot at 2:30, so they'll be opposite the Big Ten unless they're playing a Big Ten team, and then they can slide them into that win. And they are. They're going to play. They always have had long traditions with Michigan and Michigan State, and they're finishing up a series with Ohio State, and then those Southern California schools.
I know Notre Dame gets good ratings.
They do.
When you throw in, though, for NBC, when you can add this, that's only no way does Notre Dame compare to all of those teams in the Big Ten. So
Correct.
This only ups the ante for NBC too. And then again, CBS is that slot is just known for having one of, if not the best football game every single Saturday. And so for them to continue to have that, because there's going to be more than one Big Ten game on. So especially when those two California schools get added. So I mean, it's just Ideal for the college football fan.
NBC's jumping right into it. They're going to have 14 to 16 games next season, so they're going all in year one. Each Big Ten game on NBC will be also streamed on Peacock. Peacock's going to be a big part of this thing as well. And Peacock is going to stream 8 regular season football games. So 8 games in the conference, and it may not be all conference games. It could be a non-conference game. It could be Nebraska against Georgia Southern or something like that. That's going to be streamed. It won't be on linear TV. They're also going to do 47 regular season men's basketball games, 32 conference games on Peacock. So, folks, if you haven't and you don't stream Peacock and you want to follow the Huskers, you're going to have to do that, because they're also going to put 30 regular season women's basketball games, 20 conference games on Peacock.
I don't think I understand that that's another thing you got to subscribe to, but I don't think that's that big of a shocker, because fans in the Big Ten are already used to streaming because of Big Ten Plus.
And BTN Plus is not going anywhere. Yeah. It's still there.
So the fact that, it's not like they're not used to streaming, but I know you got to add another streaming service, but we'll see what that looks like. I don't know how much, if they're going to change the subscription rate or how that works.
They could. CBS is going to tiptoe in a little bit. I mentioned NBC is going to do 14 to 16 next season. CBS in their initial year, 7 football games. They also, and CBS has had a long history with Big Ten in men's basketball. They've carried that postseason tournament on CBS for years because it's led into the selection show. But they're also going to add the Big Ten Women's Championship game is going to be on CBS.
How about
as well.
that? Let's
Isn't that cool?
go. That is awesome. What a huge opportunity for those female student athletes to get to be on CBS. I love that. Go CBS.
Absolutely.
They might have moved ahead of NBC for me just there.
And like NBC, they're going to stream any football or basketball broadcasts on Paramount Plus. So that's their streaming service. So Paramount Plus for CBS and Peacock for the NBC broadcast. So streaming's part of this. We were kind of told by the commissioner that they were working with streaming people. We didn't know whether maybe Amazon or Apple would get involved, but they didn't. They're going to keep it with their linear partners of NBC and CBS moving forward. I honestly think with BTN, if they can offload a little bit of basketball over to Peacock or NBC or whoever, it might allow BTN in the wintertime to get maybe some more wrestling, maybe some more gym.
Yeah,
There's so many sports in the winter that they can't get a lot of that on.
I was literally just thinking that this is going to allow for the student athletes to have more exposure on some other platforms that otherwise was not going to be possible because there's just not enough TV time. But also, and you think about once NBC and CBS, Fox get involved and start seeing the volleyball numbers too, I think, mark it down, I think that CBS or NBC will be one of the first ones to put a volleyball match on. Because ABC became the first to put on Women's Gymnastics National, Final Four, or whatever, softball. Women's basketball has been on ABC. So I mark it down, come on NBC or CBS, put volleyball on your network for one of the Final Four, the national title match.
Could be. I do think with Peacock, it's going to help the Olympic sports. I think volleyball does go on. I think the ball bat sports will maybe get some more exposure on Peacock to give them some programming in the spring. I think this is just a tremendous deal. Trev Alberts, what was his tweet? He said something, this is big or something like that when he put that out there today, kind of retweeted the Big Ten's announcement earlier today. This has sent shockwaves, and it has to send shockwaves through the SEC.
Yes.
Because they're going, all of a sudden, the Big Ten has leapfrogged them in dollars with this deal. And the other thing, and I wrote this down because I'm not very good with legal terms, but there's a language in this, Jessica, that says we also are allowing for escalators, which what that means is the Big Ten is telling these TV partners, all right, this is the financial number now, but if our league changes, you're going to have to go up.
Right.
More expansion.
There you go. Well, which again, we kind of felt like it was probably coming at some point. You just have to be prepared for that now in age. You can't be the ACC and get locked into something and then get left behind. So you have to put that little asterisk on it so that you can continue to, stay ahead of it. Now that you're ahead, stay ahead. And, again, comparing, you have Fox, NBC, CBS, and I understand the SEC has, the ESPN, ESPN2, ACC network and SEC network, but you only get the ABC with that package.
Right.
ABC, CBS, NBC all have, and Fox all have are in way more homes than ESPN, ESPN2.
They are.
So
yeah.
It's just you are getting more exposure. As much as they want to tout the SEC network and all of that, the Big Ten teams are getting more exposure with this deal than what the SEC is getting, I think, with their deal with the ESPN.
Jessica, I believe Kevin Warren used his background in the NFL. To me, this looks like an NFL contract because you've got multiple networks involved like the NFL does, and you don't just get fixated on one entity to take care of all of the load for you. And another way that I thought NFL is the Big Ten football championship game is going to rotate between the 3 networks. CBS gets it twice over the next 7 years. Fox gets it 4 times, and NBC will have it once. Like the Super Bowl rotates through all the NFL partners.
Yeah.
So I think Kevin Warren's NFL background came up big in the negotiation of this deal.
Which you got to think that was probably what all those networks wanted too, because usually the Big Ten conference game is one of those teams is going to the playoff. And so a lot of times.
Yeah.
And so, that's a big ratings when you compare all of the conference championship games. No doubt Big Ten is up there as one of the most watched. So you got to think all those networks wanted a piece of that pie. So figuring out a way to make everybody happy and keep everybody happy in that deal, I think that's awesome.
I'm going to predict to you that in the next college football playoff, whenever the expansion happens, and it's going to happen, folks, whether we like it or not, it's not just going to be owned by ESPN. I think these other networks are going, hey, we're here. We're covering college sports. We want to carry the national title game every few years.
Well, and Kevin Warren said that in his press conference. He said, we got to get our other TV partners involved with this.
Yes.
So and then going back to the conversations that were started yesterday or 2 days ago with the College Football Playoff Committee, again, making sure that now you've got those Big Ten representatives that are in there, those voices saying, we're not locked into ESPN anymore.
Correct.
So that's where I got to think that the conversations will be going with those Big Ten reps is, all right, well, let's make sure that we include some of these other partners in these conversations.
Any heartburn on no ESPN?
No, not at all.
I saw some media types who cover other leagues tweeting today, Big Ten's going to regret this. They're not going to have ESPN covering any of their sports. They're going to get shut out of the national. I'm sorry, I'm not in agreement with that.
I'm not either. Look at what CBS did, and they've already got that platform. And then NBC, same thing. And then Fox is growing, and that pregame show is growing so much. And that big noon kickoff, the ratings on that have been absolutely, it's worked for them. So
it has.
You're now on, so everybody's going to be tuning into those games. It's proven that people watch Big Ten games. So now you've got people from all across the country watching Fox sports personalities hyping up the Big Ten, CBS sports personalities hyping up the Big Ten, and NBC personalities hyping up the Big Ten. And you said you were watching golf coverage.
I was today.
And they talked about the Big Ten. So then on Sunday night, you're going to have people talking about the Big Ten.
Right.
Everybody watches Sunday Night Football.
They're going to have promos going, next Saturday night, we're going to have Michigan against Nebraska. Tune in here.
Yeah, so again, and then they'll do cut-ins like, hey, Heisman favorite so-and-so, Stroud from Ohio State is going to be here on this network coming up tomorrow or next weekend. So, I'm not worried about that because you're going to have those plugs coming from all different places, golf, everywhere in all these different sports that are airing on these three networks.
Totally agree. All right, here's what we have on the program tonight. Mark Whipple met with the media after practice today. We'll get some clips from him. And our first Husker football show, the head coach will be along to talk about camp, talk about getting ready for Northwestern, talk about leaders on this team. We're going to get into a lot of topics with the head coach coming up in hour number 2 as we're now 9 days away from the opening game of the season with the Northwestern Wildcats. We also want to hear from you tonight, 402-413-2400. That is our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. All right, back with some comments from Mark Whipple after today's practice. That's coming up next.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. Nebraska researchers are designing the next generation of roadside steel barriers through an industry partnership with Trafix Devices. This partnership has produced the Delta Crash Cushion, a simplistic, effective way to keep drivers safe on highways. This barrier is vital for roadside safety and significantly improves the chances motorists will be able to walk away from roadside collisions.
Block number of 8. Passed by Hampton. Set left. Penn State. Pitches back in there. Stopped by Nicklin Head. 9 blocks. Big Red within 1.
Hey Huskers fans, this Saturday, join us as Husker Volleyball is back on the airwaves with their annual Red-White scrimmage. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. with first serve at 6 on the Huskers Radio Network. Tune in to your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
Pivot control has never been easier. T&L Irrigation now offers a new control panel called Precision Point Touch. It's a full-color 7-inch graphic touchscreen that's easy to use. It gives you lots of great tools to make your irrigation faster and more efficient. Set up your pivots the way you want. You can update your older controls to the new Precision Point control panel too. Call your local T&L dealer or visit TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation, like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your premier John Deere dealership and proud partner of Nebraska Athletics. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Did you ever buy something and get more than you expected? Emeritus offers insurance, employee benefits, and financial services, but we deliver so much more. The comfort of a human voice when you need it, the confidence of flashing a beautiful smile, the relief that your family can keep living the life they love, the serenity of knowing you've planned well and can enjoy life. That's what we really deliver. We call it fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services, and much more.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
SOS to the rescue! SOS to the rescue!
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and headed for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioner is out again. SOS, he screams and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue! SOS! SOS!
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
Let me grab my car keys and we'll roll.
We still going to that new bar downtown?
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Lexi, give me driving directions from home to downtown bar district.
Autocorrect. Suggest Uber. Pick up. Home. Drop off downtown bar district.
No, I'm driving.
Suggest the Metro bus. Departing in 12 minutes.
Huh. Point taken, Lexi. We'll grab a ride.
If you drink, don't drive. Decide to ride. Brought to you in partnership by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and Uber.
We are back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Thursday night. Huskers practice today. It was the end of a 3-day period. They'll be off tomorrow, and then it's go time. It's get ready for the Cats. Mark Whipple met with the media today. Now, when we heard from Coach Whipple last week, they were coming off a bad practice. He was not happy. Worst practice of the year. He goes, this is a gut check time for our team. So this is the first time to hear from him since then. And he was asked, did you see a bounce back after that effort last week? And are you seeing some leadership from your guys?
Yeah, I mean, that was the worst day we had when I last talked to you. So I guess that's a good thing. If that was the worst day, it was still a little bit better on tape than we thought. So, you know, our guys have done a good job taking care of the ball. We've really harped on that in the fundamentals and just in a run game and things that way. And Today we added a bunch of new stuff. Yesterday for red zone, high red zone, we wanted to get it in a little ahead of time. So there was a few things there that we'll clean up, you know, and then we'll have another session of red zone when we're in Ireland. But overall, these guys have worked hard, and you know, I kind of told them a story today. There was a little bit of a lull in the practice, and they started to like kind of get on one another, just say, come on, you know, and I just said, look, you guys have worked hard. It's been a really good camp. They fought, and I said, it reminded me when I had to call the plays in at the Super Bowl, and I thought right before that if I screw this play up, I won't be able to go back to Pittsburgh because they'll murder me. So those guys can't, it's important to them, but they got to relax. There's that fine line of just, hey, you've done well. We're going to make some mistakes. How are you going to handle adversity? So just a little reminder there that they can't get uptight and get on one another. It's important to them, and they're fun to be around, and it's been a really good camp. And all the offensive coaches have done a great job with these guys.
What a great story. I mean,
cool.
But I kind of said that last night about, because this has been such a fun team and they've had a lot of fun. And now that as you get closer to game week, you can't put too much pressure on yourself. You got to remember to be a little loose, or else you could play too tight. And so I love that story. And I think that adversity, that's another message that I heard from players coming off that bad day, was they talked about that. Okay, not everything's going to go right all the time. How are we going to respond to that? And so that was one of the messages and one of the lessons that I think they took away from that bad day.
I think this team was tight last year, probably in the opener. In the Illinois game, that was with Cam making the mistake fielding the punt at the half-yard line. They made some mistakes that just let you know they were really tensed up. So how do you get him off that? And then they keep, and he used it again, Jessica. He used the word fun in that clip again. They tried, I think, to do a little bit of that with this group.
Yeah, I mean, because I think, to me, and we'll find out more when they play in a game, but it seems like to me they play the best when they're having fun, you know, and the defense, they've said that all along, and I think they've had fun all along because I think they've had a pretty good camp. But some of this, you know, growing pains of putting in a new offense and figuring out who's playing where, sometimes that can, and going up against a good defense, can cause some adversity that you just want to be good all the time. There's so much competition, and you get down on yourself, and you're hard on yourself, but you got to remember, hey, you got to close a chapter on that one and go make a play the next time. You cannot harp on that, and you cannot let yourself get hung up on that. You got to just get back out there and make a play the next time you get that opportunity.
Folks, a great example of that, if you go to the red-white scrimmage Saturday night, or when you see the Huskers play volleyball in the next few weeks, when somebody misses a set or misses a spike or serves it into the net, they all huddle. They huddle after every point. And a lot of times there'll be smiles on their faces, like, even after mistakes, like, that's good, we'll get the next one. And you see that a lot in volleyball. And so I think Husker football is trying to find that balance with this team.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, again, just a little bit that I've been out there, it just seems like they are celebrating each other when each other makes a big play more than they're celebrating themselves.
Again, this is our practice report brought to you by GoCurrency.com. All right, next, offensive line. How has Mark Whipple felt about that group through camp?
Yeah, no, I mean, we've been healthy. You know, Cork had the little time off, and then Teddy's done well, so we saw the five guys. We've mixed guys around. Coach Donnie and Coach Aaron have done a really good job, so we can play 7 or 8 guys, you know, that way. And, you know, what's that? Yeah, no, I feel good about it. I mean, we think we got a pretty good defense, and we stood up against those guys and made some plays. So, you know, those guys have just gotten better and better. Worked really hard.
I think he's right on all accounts. I think our defense is going to be pretty good. And if you can move the ball against that group, you ought to be able to move it every Saturday.
Absolutely. And what the defense is saying is, hey, if we can stop our offense,
we'll stop
or be prepared to play our offense, then we're going to be prepared to play offenses on Saturday. I also think, too, you know, having the 8 guys, and they've been rotating those guys at different spots. So trying to get them comfortable wherever they might need to plug and play, given any certain situations. So I think, too, that's another thing, is that they've built that depth, but also within those 8 guys, there's some guys that can play multiple positions.
He mentioned Cork. That's Turner Corcoran had missed a few. Turner did talk to the media today, looked fine. He came out full padded up and carrying a Gatorade bottle, walking up there to talk to the media today. Ramir Johnson, what a season he had last year. I mean, if you went through and you put plus or minuses by all the Huskers and how they did last year, definitely a plus from Rahmir. He really grew into the role of being a Big Ten back. But is he a running back? Here's Mark Whipple talking about what Rahmir is to this team.
Oh, both. He'll play both. You know, play running back and then he'll play some receiver stuff that way. He's probably the best receiving running back we have, and also knows protection. So there's a bunch of little stuff we can do in packages. You know, we can bring him in and certain things, and that's what the plan is now. Some situational, situational game plan with him on offense.
So after Rahmir was there today too. So people were asking, "What do we call you?" He goes, "Call me a wide back."
A wide back. I like that. You mentioned this about Rahmir last year, but that goes to show you when the season started last year, he was what, fourth. On the depth chart, yeah. And then he stuck with it, and then he ends up, being a big factor for this offense later on in the season. And we missed him when he went down. And then now look what role he's in, and which we've kind of been talking about these running backs. They all have kind of a different, unique skill set that you can rely on them in different ways. And Rahmir is that guy that is going to be able to catch those passes, be out there when they need certain protections. And then some of the other guys can add a different element. So good for him. And that is a testament to, hey, if you're not where you want to be when the season starts, keep at it. And now look where he's at. He's going to play a big role for this offense.
And it sounds like he'll be out there for almost every special teams unit, too.
Yeah.
Doing stuff with those groups as well. So 14 will play a lot of football for the Huskers this year. I will leave you with this. And this was a good question. I had not heard Coach Whipple ask this. And this was about how much are the quarterbacks going to be involved in the run game? Because that was a huge part of it with Adrian, right? For the last couple of years, he was the leading rusher the last 2 years. But do they really want to run that much with the quarterbacks this year? Here's Mark Whipple.
Well, we don't want anybody to get hurt, so, I mean, he's going to be involved in the run game, with certain different things that way, and, we might do some other things with the other guys, and the three guys, we could put something together game plan-wise. But, yeah, they'll be involved, and I don't want to get to what extent, of different things that way.
So there you go. You still have to make them a bit of a threat at times, but I don't think you'll see nearly as many called runs with Casey or Chubb or whoever it ends up being as you did with Adrian.
Yeah, well, I think, and that's what Adrian's strength was, and it was, I think everybody knew that, and that was what all the coaches that we played said that. But, I think, as you said, you got to keep them healthy and maybe some designed run plays, but for the most part, yeah, it won't be the same. But that's not what Casey and Chubb, that's not what these quarterbacks do best. So
right.
You want to tailor to their strengths.
You think about the guys in the NFL, not Aaron Rodgers or Brady, but Mahomes is a threat to take off.
Kyler Murray.
Baker
yep.
can take off and pick up first downs and keep the defense happy. You don't want them to be exposed and hit hard, but you can design some plays where they can and tell them, get down. If it's not there, get down and don't take a big blow. But you also still want the defense to go, okay, he could still go take off and get 20 yards on us if we're not careful.
Right. Because you have to plan for that. And that's another element that it just takes, a defender out of it. Mm-hmm. When you have a quarterback that can use our feet like that. So, and I think all these quarterbacks are capable of that. It just won't be something that they'll rely on.
All right, that's our practice report, which is presented by Currency. Does your business need quick, easy, and secure financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. All right, that's the practice report. What'd you hear? What did you not hear? Your thoughts? We can talk about the TV deal announced today by the Big Ten, 402-413-2400. Either dial us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. We do have some texts. I'll get through some of those coming up in the next segment of Sports Nightly.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. Just move on up. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information. Just move on up.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with Power Play ticket at any Nebraska Lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball first millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card. Free with any checking account from FNBO, the Bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and heading for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioner is out again. SOS, he screams and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, thanks for telling my family and me about Toyota's national sales event.
Oh, you're welcome.
We got a new RAV4 during the event, and it's been great.
Well, that makes me happy. Right now through September 6th, it is the best time to drive off in a new Camry Hybrid, Tacoma, and more. So what are you up to?
You know, we took the RAV4 to a great spot. We've hiked, rafted, and now we're exploring a cave.
Amazing. You're inside a cave right now?
Yep.
Well, I'm glad the RAV4 could make it all happen.
Yeah, my wife talked me into spelunking. I'm actually a complete and absolute amateur. Huh, I could have done without the echo on that.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Visit your participating Toyota dealer today to enjoy every last second of summer. Toyota, let's go places. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 6th.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. During the summer of 2021, 3 UNL students helped safeguard cattle across the state. Neely Anderson, Tatiana Jones, and Ashton Commons developed secure beef supply plans that prevent the spread of disease outbreak. The plans protect nearly 850,000 cattle across our state and provide greater economic security for this vital industry.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Husker Athletics offering a couple of great ticket packages for the non-conference and even a conference-only package if you're interested. The North Dakota game, which will be the home opener on September the 3rd. $30 tickets while they last. OU plus 2 mini plan, $270 for this. That gets you 1 Oklahoma ticket, 2 North Dakota tickets, and 2 Georgia Southern seats. And then a $200 package for the 4 Big Ten home games, Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. You can go visit huskers.com/tickets. Also, the university announced today that the student tickets are gone. They've sold out of the student allotment for Husker football. They had several hundred left, but they saved some of those, Jessica, for those freshmen. You know, those freshmen come to town. They got to save some tickets back for the young kids that are just coming on campus for the first time.
Go students.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They got a big thing Saturday night here.
Yes, the Boneyard Bash. I think I'll probably go check that out.
You got to be a student. Get in there.
Yeah.
They'll probably let you in. But
I think I might do some interviews, so it'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
to
They've
see.
done that the last couple of years. Again, I think we kind of forget this is a university, and the students are a huge part of it.
Right.
It's their team. So
They set the tone down there with their energy.
They
and
do.
I mean, when I did my scoreboard hits last year, and they're so awesome. I mean, they were hyping me up, but they're also, when the little kids would come down there with me and want to do the Go Big Red chant, boy, those students were so loud. And and then the kids got so excited about it. I know the whole stadium gets involved, but that student section is just so important to setting the tone and boy, I think that's awesome. And I get a sense that they're really excited about this team, too.
I think they will be. This team needs to give them reason to continue to be excited
Yes.
about them, and I hope that happens.
But that's the thing to do, too, and we interviewed a bunch of students last year. It's like, that's what you do. You go to
Right.
football games.
I think
it revolves around that.
Well, even the tailgate that they set up last year for the first time over on the green space by the Union was a huge hit for the
Yes.
students.
Well,
It
and
got
then
them
the
all
bus was over there.
Oh.
That was wild when we went down
The
there
bus
for the
is
bus.
coming back?
Yes, for the
Was
which
it the
game
opener?
was it? Yeah, wait.
Is it
I
North
should
Dakota?
know this. They announced
Georgia
it.
Southern?
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. So
And then you mentioned the Fox pregame show. They're going to be here for the Oklahoma game. So there's going to be just some fun Saturdays around here. And hopefully this team gets some wins early and we can really get cranked up and have fun for this. All right, I'm way behind on text. Here we go. Bill in Portland says, a fantastic conference TV deal. Kudos to Kevin Warren and company. You're right. I mean, I've been as critical of Kevin Warren probably as anybody. But I tip my cap. That and what he did with UCLA and USC, he has had a tremendous couple of months. Somebody said, who's going to call these games for NBC? Is Kurt Gowdy available? Well, Kurt passed away like 30 years ago. I'm sure that person knows that. Let's see what else we got here. So Doug in Norfolk, ESPN, I think, is losing their power across the board. Just view their shows, a lot of talk, opinion shows, reruns of games 10 years ago, and lately a lot of cornhole leagues. They do. They really have. So they had an Excel program competition. The Excel, like your computer program?
What?
How to do an Excel spreadsheet.
No.
Yes, it was on one day. A couple weeks ago, I was watching. I'm like,
did you?
what am
How
I
long did
watching?
you watch it? What was the premise of that? Like, how do you win that?
They gave you some parameters to build an Excel spreadsheet for something, and the first person to get it done correctly without mistakes wins.
I do not believe you.
I watched for 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, this is really ridiculous.
Well, and then that slam ball thing, that was wild, where you just like are throwing a tennis ball down on a
You and I were
trampoline.
like, what is that? And I think Andrew knew what it was.
I'm like, come on.
TJ in Moorfield says, who's the projected starter at center? Well, funny you say that. It's Trent Hickson, and he's going to join us tomorrow night on the program. He grabbed that thing in the spring, and I think a lot of people kept saying, he won't be the starting center. He's locked in as the starting center.
And I think he's got some experience, but he backed up Cam Jurgens all last year. He learned a lot at the position. You know, he had to get a lot of reps to play that backup in case anything happened to Cam Jurgens. So I think he continued to grow in the position, and yeah, I think he took it and never let it go.
So looking forward to hearing from him. He started so many games at guard, so this is a guy it's not going to be his first rodeo, as they say. Obviously, first time to be the center, but he started football games, so
Yeah.
sure he'll have the butterflies. Andy in the chat room says, I would lose fast on spreadsheet and break my computer fast as well.
I'm not an Excel person at all.
Another text. It's going to be interesting to see how the Big Ten coverage is affected on ESPN. I don't think they can ignore the ESPN. There's too many alums of these schools.
Yeah.
Too many brand names. You can't just do a pregame show and not talk about Big Ten football.
And if you want to be like a legit source and journalism, and again, now that you have these other things potentially unfolding with the college football playoff and these other voices getting involved. And it's not just the SEC schools that are in these meetings talking about the future of the college football playoff. And if the college football playoff is going to run it, well, these Big Ten voices are going to be in there. And so if they still want to be journalism, then they can't leave the Big Ten out of those conversations.
I agree. Totally agree. Mike on the deck in Grand Island. Curious to know if recruits and current players get vision tested. I remember that being mentioned years ago. Cam is now doing a commercial for LASIK. Cam Tater-Bread, I've seen it. It's pretty good. And says that he was maybe playing blind before, but he was still a tremendous player, except that lateral out of the end zone. Yeah, that was ugly. I have to wonder how much it would have taken his game up. I do think that they test the guys and the women for the women's sports. I think they do, right? I think.
Yeah, I would have to ask that if that's part of their physicals that they do go to the eye doctor. I don't know.
Maybe they don't. I don't know.
I've never.
It's a good question.
Yeah, it's a great question. I've never thought of that.
Mike on the deck. We'll pass that along. Mike, I'd like to come hang out on the deck some night and have me a glass of lemonade.
Oh, you upgraded from water to lemonade?
Yeah, it's sitting on the deck.
It's a little wild today, Greg.
Getting a little crazy here. All right, coming up next, something really cool for Frank Solich, the former Husker player, assistant coach, head coach. We'll tell you about that next.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Save with low price lockdown from Hy-Vee. We've locked down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low price lockdown. Deals you can't beat anywhere. Only at Hy-Vee.
Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you are looking for. with Woodhouse. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. Final few minutes of hour one. Again, the head coach coming your way in hour number 2 tonight. They had a batch of meetings that they had to get done tonight, so he came in a couple of hours ago. We taped several long segments, so we will not be able to take live calls for him. We taped this just a couple of hours ago, so just a heads up.
But he
for
will be
everybody.
live in studio moving forward. Well, not next week, but
we're just in such a weird time because
Yeah.
we're not in the game week yet and all that stuff.
But you had to
so-
get one. We had to get one recorded because we're going to be overseas and the time difference and all of that. So
Usually our first show would be the Thursday before the first game.
and you're in more of the schedule and
Yeah.
the game week like schedule. But hey, speaking of that, we found out for sure 7 to 9 at Buskers, Wednesday and Thursday next week. So if you're in Ireland, you're coming over, come find us, come to Buskers, and it is in like this historic
Bar
place.
District?
The Temple,
Is that right?
and there's so much to do in that area.
Okay.
It's a well-known bar. It's a historic bar. I actually reached out to one of the people I know that live over there. They said it's a great spot. So come find us. We'll tape the show with us, and it should be fun. I am so excited. I started packing last night.
Did you?
Yes. And I got my new gear for the sideline.
Get your long sleeves.
And hood.
And hoodie.
I saw 70% rain on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Mike on the deck in Grand Island says, I'll have Kool-Aid and whatever you would like to add to it. So,
Love that.
You ready? We'll just go.
What flavor of Kool-Aid?
Oh, that's a good one. I kind of a grape. I like grape a lot.
I do not like grape flavoring of anything.
Red Kool-Aid, catch Kenny Echo.
Yes.
Red Kool-Aid.
Cherry is my favorite.
Tim and Carney says, hey, for me, ESPN has gotten too political. Kool-Aid celebration in Hastings this weekend. That's great. Love that.
I thought that was the same texter.
And then it says, looks like Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson on the CBS call. Yeah, that's probably who CBS will use. They've been doing the SEC package for several years. I don't think that will change. Don't know what NBC will do. But NBC's got, and may have to add to their bench a little bit now that they know they have college football. They may go get some different voices to come on board.
Absolutely.
To jump on them. So that all to be determined. But yeah, both of those next year. We're only 13 months away from all of that happening as well. All right, mentioned Frank Solich. Really cool. This is awesome. The University of Ohio, he was the head coach for the Ohio Bobcats for a long, long time. They are going to dedicate their field and now be called the Frank Solich Field. So happy for Coach Solich. What a wonderful man, a guy that played here. Frankie Solich as a fullback and then was a longtime assistant for Tom Osborne. The head coach for the Huskers took Nebraska to their last appearance in a national championship game. I know that Scott Frost, Trev Alberts, everybody trying to get him to come back so we can honor Frank at a game here in Lincoln, but Ohio U, and I know he's really fond of that place, and they took really good care of him for all those years. Going to call it Frank Solich Field. So congratulations, Coach. That is wonderful news for you. All right, tomorrow on the program, because we're going into our football show next hour, Brody Belt's going to be here. Trent Hickson's going to be here. There is another edition of Kicking Back with the Cooks. It's about to be dropped. Then a podcast will play a little snippet of that. They are 2 days away from the red-white scrimmage. And hey, good luck, Husker soccer. They're going to drop the ball in 8 minutes out at Hibner. Let's go.
It's here. It is here. It is finally here. I'm getting so pumped because we said this week was going to be long. You know, it's you get excited to talk about fall camp, and then there's this lull of this week. But it's already moving through. It's Thursday night. We got Coach Frost on, and then red white scrimmage. It is here, and soccer opening
Wheels up.
It is time.
Yeah. So if you're looking for something to do tonight, Husker soccer, 7:05, San Diego State. They're opening.
Is it cloudy out there?
Yeah, there's some stuff moving in. I don't think it's going to get here to mess with the soccer game. Hey, time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. Just move on up. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on up.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card. Free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
This is the Nebraska Radio Football Show, proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsmen place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. And your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
Trips go left, first and 10 to 43. Play action look, Stroud back in the pocket, being rushed, gets hit as he throws down the field. The ball is up in the air. It's going to be intercepted. Miles Farmer at the 15-20 up the sideline, rocked out of bounds. Flag comes out. It's going to be a personal foul on Ohio State. Miles Farmer, third career INT. Snap back, play action, taking a shot, throwing pass caught by Manning at the 10, eludes a Boilermaker to the 5. Omar Manning dives, touchdown, Nebraska. Omar Manning in motion. Vermeer in the backfield on second and short. Fake the handoff, rolling the pocket, back to throw. Takes a shot downfield, has a man open. It's Vermeer, makes a catch. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Huskers burn that Wolverine defense for a second time in the third quarter.
Here is your host, Greg Sharpe, with head coach Scott Frost on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome to our first Husker football radio show of the season. We'll be here most Thursday nights. A couple times we'll have to move to Wednesdays because of some volleyball matches, or we get into December, maybe even a basketball game or two, but mostly Thursday nights. And tonight the head coach is going to join us in a couple of minutes. Had to tape him this afternoon. They had some meetings going on because we're not actually into a game week yet. But he's going to spend about 30 minutes with us here on the program covering a wide variety of topics about camp, about this team, about traveling to Ireland. We're going to get into
black shirts.
Black shirts. Are they going to be handed out soon? Captains. So a lot to cover with him. And I think the overarching thing I think people are going to see is he's, like a lot of the coaches we've heard from, pretty pleased with what's happened in the last 3 weeks.
You could tell he really likes this team. And when he's talked about him throughout camp and press conferences and your conversation with him, you can just tell he likes coaching this football team. And I think he's kind of liked the role that he's in this year and being able to kind of take more in other than just the offense. And sorry to disappoint, he will be here. I'm not staying here the whole hour.
Yeah, Jessica's with us. Jessica, by the way, will be on our sidelines throughout the fall with Matt and I up in the booth, although there's no booth in Ireland. They do not have a press box at Aviva Stadium, so we're going to be sitting out on benches calling this game.
You going to laminate your boards?
Well, I have them in sleeves already.
Okay.
So, yeah.
In case it rains?
In case it rains.
I noticed it was only 20% chance on game day.
I don't want it to rain.
Yeah.
I think Nebraska's the better team, and when you're the better team, you want as good a conditions as you can, so something fluky doesn't happen. You slip and fall going in for a touchdown, or you're defending a pass and you slip and fall and they score.
Yeah, it just can change the game plan and how the game direction of it goes. And so, yeah, you don't want it to rain. But I did see Tuesday, Wednesday, like 75% chance, but only 20 on Saturday. So hopefully we avoid that.
Jessica, this trip has been a long time coming. It was supposed to be in 2021 with Illinois, but the pandemic hit in the spring of 20, and so that game got kicked away. And then the Huskers were not willing to give up a home game to go do this. They're so valuable with the 7 home games here in Lincoln for budgetary purposes for the entire athletic department, but Northwestern was. And so the organizers who were trying to bring an annual college football game to Dublin to expose college football to that part of the world. There's a lot of Americans who live over in Europe that love to come see a game. And so they stayed after it and got Northwestern to give up their home game to go on this. I've been a little surprised by how many of the players are really genuinely excited about going.
They really are. And even though, not a lot of exploring will be able to be done because they're going over there to win a football game, yeah, they're really excited. And to kind of hit on that point about bringing football over there, we've seen the NFL have huge success in England, and it's really taken off. And a lot of fans over there have started to pay attention to the NFL. And so the games that they've had over there, college, has been a huge success because Dublin and Ireland isn't necessarily known. When we had the two Johnnies on there, famous comedians there, they talked about how, Paris has the fashion show and all these different countries. Well, for Dublin, they are rabid sports fans. They love soccer and rugby and all of that. And so they love any kind of sports, and they are also intrigued about having a football game played over there. But I'm excited. The stadium is really cool. It's the turf is a hybrid between natural grass, real grass. And so, it's going to be a challenge getting a big team in there. It's a soccer stadium, and so with the locker rooms and everything. But I think they got a good game plan going over there logistically to tackle all of it. And I think everybody's is really excited for the opportunity, and a massive game at that.
Absolutely. Big game for the Huskers. For Northwestern, too. It's a conference game. You want to get your season off to a good start. Nebraska stumbled last year out of the gate at Illinois, and I think that set the tone, and also it was a really difficult schedule that Nebraska had to play last year as well. And so you hope for the reversal of that this year, and we're going to get into that with the coach here in just a couple of minutes. It's a picturesque setting, too, for that stadium. It's right near a river. It's right off the edge of downtown. We expect more than 10,000 Husker fans to come to this game. We will be the home team in the stadium. There's going to be a lot more red than purple for this matchup.
Absolutely. I mean, they've said that from the start, and that's part of why they wanted Nebraska to be the team to go over there, because they also want to have people, spend money and build into that economy, which was hit really hard during COVID. And so and even before COVID, they wanted to get teams that knew that they would have a fan base that would travel over there. And so they target teams that have fan bases that will travel. And so they knew that they had to get Nebraska and that they would be the team that sold more tickets than Northwestern, and that the numbers are out right now. Nebraska's got way more fans going over there than Northwestern.
A lot of planning has gone into this. I mean, you usually take a big semi truck to road games. Well, you can't drive a semi to Dublin, so they're having to load all that into crates, put it on airlines to fly over there for them, because they're going to practice for 3 days before the game. You're also then taking a lot of your nutrition stuff that you need, your stuff for the locker room, for the training staff. Logistics has been huge in putting this thing together.
Yeah, ton of planning, and again, also having to map out how you get that. Not only how you get it over there, all the stuff that you need, but also how you set it up once you're there, because it is not a typical 100-player locker room that anybody's used to. Yeah. And then also the coaches' booths are different. Soccer teams don't necessarily have a bunch of people in the booth, and the radio, and I mean, everything is different. So you have to plan around all of that. And one thing I also was going to note too is the way that the stadium is built. They couldn't put a full roof over because they couldn't block a neighborhood that's on the side from the sun. Have where their shadows blocked by the big stadium. So the roof is kind of dips down, has this cool unique shape to it, and so but it's not a dome, so if it is raining, it will affect. And
yep.
Also, I don't know how the sunlight will affect, being that it is like that, but which would be dark, right?
Doesn't get dark until about 8:45, so fourth quarter is probably when we'll flip from where they're going to have the lights come on. But the game will start in daylight at 5:30 local time in Dublin, 11:30 in the morning here for that matchup. All right, our first Husker football radio show of the year. Again, I caught up with the head coach a few hours ago. We get into a myriad of topics, some stuff you're really going to want to hear. We're back to talk all of that with him coming up next.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with Power Play ticket at any Nebraska lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball First Millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Every day, Central Valley Ag Cooperative works with our farmers to feed the globe. Embracing the cooperative spirit, CVA's innovative products and services in grain, agronomy, feed, and energy deliver world-class value to our members. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how we grow agriculture together at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with Power Play ticket at any Nebraska lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball First Millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Block number of 8. Pass by Hampton. Set left. Penn State. Pitches back in there. Stop by Nicklin Head. 9 blocks. Big Ribbon at 1.
Hey Huskers fans, this Saturday, join us as Husker Volleyball is back on the airwaves with their annual Red-White scrimmage. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. with first serve at 6 on the Huskers Radio Network. Tune in to your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, it's sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back. It's our first Nebraska football radio show for the fall. I'm delighted to have the head football coach with us for the next several segments of this thing. What's the last 3 weeks been like for you? Have you been pleased with what you've seen?
I have. I think the thing that's pleased me the most is the effort and lack of a letdown in our camp. I think it's a hungry team. Teams come together really well, even with the addition of new pieces, and we haven't really had a practice where the guys were just tired and didn't give effort. It was practicing with a purpose the entire time. It was fun to watch.
How about the blending of all the new parts that you have to what you brought back from last year? Has that gone well?
It has gone well. I think it's actually been a little smoother with the players and even with the coaches, as we all got to get on the same page with every little detail, every little thing. And there's no problem there. It's just a lot to go over. The new guys have come in and incorporated themselves really well. I think one of the keys when we get transfers like this is it makes guys like Garrett Nelson and Nick Henrich and Luke Reimer and Travis Vokalek and those type of guys even more valuable. Even the Wyatt Levers and Brody Belts and those type of guys, because those are the culture setters on our team. They've been here, they understand it, they care about Nebraska, and that culture needs to be strong enough that when new kids come in, they immediately adopt that culture, and it makes those guys really valuable.
You did something, you tweaked the camp a little bit this year where you went 3 days on, 1 day off. Talk about how that came about and how has that gone as now you look back for a couple weeks.
I think my second year as a head coach, the rule was changed and you could start earlier. And we took advantage of it by practicing and taking more days off in the middle of camp. Anybody that's been in a camp knows how tired you get, and it's really helped us get more out of practices, helped us stay healthier. So we're going to do that every chance we get. We're allotted a certain number of practices. We're actually going to be one short of that number in order to keep the guys a little more fresh. But guys are going to have a couple days off here now before we start the week of prep for the game, and we should be full speed, and our gas tank should be full by the time we get to Ireland.
Isn't it incredible how much science has kind of creeped into practice and getting guys ready for a season? And we have the big NAPL just above us here. It's changed a lot since you played.
Yeah, it's changed. The rules have changed. Us old guys have all been in camps where you had 14 straight days of 2-a-days and sometimes 3-a-days, and you watch like the Junction Boys on TV and see what kind of hell that was. And I think it's good. I think we're still getting what we need to get out of practice to get ready to play in the first game, but caring a little more about the health and you know, mental, just lack of mental fatigue in doing it the way we're doing it.
Okay, we've not heard from you since scrimmage number 2. You're allowed 2 scrimmages before your first game. How did the second scrimmage go?
Scrimmage 2 was better than scrimmage 1, and we've seen a lot of guys really step up. There's been some surprises. I think the execution's gotten better. The intensity was really good. And we actually had to kind of pull them back and not do as many full tackle reps as we had planned on because it looked good. And I think our starting defense in particular, for the most part, has had a lot of football reps and is ready to go tackle. So we kept part of the scrimmage live for anybody that we needed to get some more live tackling and live ball carrying in, and kind of shut the rest of the guys down to make it a thud practice.
Chin said on Tuesday that from the defensive standpoint, their communication was much better, calling out packages, making sure guys were in and out when they needed to during the scrimmage. He thought that part looked pretty good for his side of the ball, at least.
Yeah, they've got a lot of experience over there, and I think it's helping. You know, Q and Miles kind of handle the back end. Marquise Buford's been a really good leader back there, too, and Omar Brown and others. Nick and Luke are clearly in charge of the whole thing at linebacker. But, man, you hear them yelling stuff out and echoing, and the detail over there is really impressive. So I think those guys will be ready to play well.
JoJo was such a jack of all trades for you last year. He could do so many different things, kind of a Swiss Army knife kind of guy. And now you're trying to find maybe not the next JoJo, but somebody to kind of fill that role. Sounds like it's really competitive for that spot.
It is. I think there's 3 that we feel good about right now. Isaac Gifford.
You'd like to have Luke back, too.
I would love to have Luke back. He started a preseason game the other day.
Sure did.
Saw him this summer. Isaac Gifford came in and played at the end of last year when JoJo was down. We finally got Javen Wright back, and he's awesome. Playing really well. And then Chris Kolarvik has kind of moved from inside to out there. That's a position I feel really good about.
You know, Isaac seems like a guy that loves football. And I remember talking to you, I think it was after your first year, you just said we need to find more guys who love football. Isaac seems like kind of that type of player.
That's the biggest difference right now, and not to put anyone down, but we just have guys on the team right now that love being out there and love the game, and it makes a big difference. Makes them want to practice harder, gives them more drive, there's more intensity, there's more desire, and football's hard if you don't love it. We got a lot more guys on the team right now that love it.
You've added some nice parts up front defensively from when we had spring football in the spring game here at the stadium. Some transfers that have, I think, really added to your depth. Are you pleased with where you are up front defensively now?
I am. I've talked a little bit about the rush end position, and that went from kind of a position of concern for me to maybe the strongest position on the team. Bringing O'Shawn in has really helped. He's been incredible, just his approach to coming into a new team and getting to work, and I've seen improvement from him. But I think him coming in has really probably raised the level of play from Garrett and Caleb. Blaze and Jamari are both had unbelievable camps too, so I think we're deep there, and those guys can all make plays.
Our chat with the coach is proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman placed products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Black shirts. Well, I'm going to get the question, are you going to pass them out before you go to Ireland? Will it be something you do over there? What do you think?
I think we're going to do it before this Saturday. I talked to Coach Chenander about it today, and he's in charge of that. Gets me to sign off on it, but we're going to start out with a lower number. I don't think he feels like anybody who hasn't played yet deserves one. And that if they do what they're supposed to do early in the year, I'm sure there'll be more coming, but I think the first wave will be announced on Saturday.
Coach, we do a position breakdown with all of your assistant coaches back in July, and when we had Travis Fisher, and he just said, he's like, figuring out my top 6 or 7 on that back end is going to be a challenge. Has it been a challenge? Has it been that competitive back in that secondary?
It has. You know, there's been a lot of guys playing well, and I hate mentioning names because I might leave someone out, but, you know, Noah Polgates does good things. Braxton Clark's had his best camp. Some young guys are playing well. Deshaun Singleton and Jaden Gold and Tamon Lynham's doing well, and Malcolm's doing well. Then we added Brandon Moore, and he looks like he did when we coached him a few years ago. So we've continued to add some talent and depth to that spot. That's one of the keys for me is I know they have the talent to do it. We have to make sure there's no mistakes back there that lead to big plays, and there's a little bit of inexperience back there. So that's something I know Coach Chins and Coach Fish have been working hard on.
You mentioned Brandon Moore. He's had an unbelievable kind of weaving career going back to your days at UCF. Rust, what does he look like? Can he help this football team, you think, this fall?
I think he can. I wasn't sure what to expect, and he went out and made a couple plays on the ball right away, first couple days, and it looked like the guy that we remember. Just a great kid, too. He's like family to me, so I'm happy to be helping him and giving him another shot. I was hopeful that he could help us, and now having seen him, I think he will.
All right, let's switch to offense, and then I'll start with the quarterbacks. How has that position kind of worked its way through camp, and are you close to naming a starter?
Yeah, you know, talking to the offensive staff about it, Casey's going to be the guy, but we've had a lot of guys playing well at that position. Chuba just keeps improving. Logan is clearly better than he was last year. Seeing a lot of good things out of Harburg, and Richie's a super talented young guy. So I really like what we have at that position. I wouldn't be surprised if more than one play, but Casey's going to take the first rep.
What kind of separated Casey in your eyes?
You know, I think just experience and being a gamer. There's no substitute for having played a lot of college football, and there's been fewer mistakes from him. It really was a big jump, too, from spring ball to fall, and I think that thumb was probably bothering him worse than he let on. And he's throwing it way better now in fall than I saw him. He threw it well in spring, but he's got a lot of zip on it now.
One thing we noticed in the spring game, Coach, with him is it looks like he gets the ball out pretty quick. Is that accurate?
He does. Got a really good feel for the pocket, throws well. He's doing a really good job with our run stuff, and that was a little bit new to him, but he's picked that up real well. He's a football-savvy kid.
That running back room has also been really tweaked with getting Gabe back from the injury. You added a couple of freshmen that have certainly kind of burst onto the scene, and they're not just going to lay here and say accept a red shirt. They're going to fight, aren't they, for a little playing time?
Yeah, that position is the best it's been since I've been here, and who gets the carries is going to be a decision we have to make week by week. All those guys look good. I can't compliment them enough. Yant's done a great job improving. Gabe Irvin is head and shoulders better than he was a year ago. Ramir is playing really well, and I think can do multiple things for us. Anthony Grant's come in, and he's just got a natural feel with what he does. And then our two freshmen, A.J. Allen's been spectacular at times, and Emmett has come in, and, man, that kid works hard and has talent. So we got a deep position, and we have a little more discussion to do to figure out when to use which guy.
I mentioned Coach Applewhite. How has he adapted to his new role here?
He's great. Love what he does in recruiting for us, and he works those guys hard and demands a lot out of them. And I've seen their effort level and everything tick up. because if they don't, he's on them, and it's good to have a little bit of that on offense.
Another new coach on that side of the ball is up front Donovan Raiola. How about that spot? And I know there's a lot of interest in how that position's been looking in camp.
He's coaching them hard.
Is he?
I laugh with the guys because there's about probably 15 to 20 vomits every day from offensive linemen, and it isn't because they're not. It's not because they're not in shape. He's just working them hard. I think they love it. He's kind of freed them up to go be aggressive, and I love the way they're coming off the ball. We got a lot of guys up front that I think can play and can be interchangeable, and Donnie's done a good job making all those guys better.
We didn't see, because of injuries, Teddy or Turner in the spring. How have they looked coming off of their injury situations?
We tried to start Teddy a little slow and make sure he kind of eased his way back in, and I think he's gotten better every day. I think a couple days off here is really going to help him kind of turn the corner. Turner's been great. A couple of the new guys have really added to our depth and play there with Kevin Williams and Hunter Anthony, and I feel good about that group. I think they're gonna play really well.
Stylistically, and we keep hearing a little different look to what that group, maybe firing off the ball more than reacting and catching guys.
I'd say that's accurate, and that hopefully will lead to more big runs. Having a good back makes the line look better too, and that's been a part of what we've been seeing is we got some guys that can make unblocked guys miss a little more. Some of the old guys are doing that better, and altogether I think it's a better package.
The tight end position in the spring was also nicked up. Coach Beckton, I mean, he was probably looking for guys to throw out there in practice because Travis was not full go. Some of the guys did not take part. How about the tight end position? And I know Fedoni's not going to be available for you to start the year.
Not to start the year, but he's coming along really well. He's hungry. Travis is one of the leaders of the team and playing at a really high level right now. I think Borkercher and Chancellor Brewington are going to be really good in their roles. And then we got a lot of young guys coming as well. So we got depth at that position, and Travis is clearly the lead guy, but I think there's a lot of guys that can get it done.
You've put Stoll and Allen into the NFL. Is Vokalek on that track in your eyes?
Yeah, I think he has a chance to be the best one. Those other two guys were awesome, and they're going to have good careers. Travis can do everything we need a tight end to do.
Great. All right, let's finish on the offense with the wide receivers. That's had a real makeover since you played Iowa here on Black Friday with some transfer portal additions. What have you thought from that group?
It's been fun watching that group develop, and Mickey's similar to Applewhite. He's hard on those guys and works them. A lot of guys have really improved, and I've loved seeing it. One of the pleasant surprises to me has been Marcus Washington. Not that I'm surprised he's a good player, but he's even better than what I was hoping for. And he's come in and gone to work. He's playing roles on special teams. He's tough. He blocks. Has elite hands. So he's going to be a big part of what we do.
Mickey has used the word bully with Marcus, and he goes, I need one of those in the room to kind of get in guys' faces. So are you seeing some of that too?
Yeah, again, he just loves football, and same with Trey Palmer, same with Wyatt Lever and Brody Belt and Ty Hahn, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but those guys love being out there, and you gotta love it as a receiver if you're going to go be nasty blocker on top of going and catching the ball. And I think we got some of those guys, and those guys' energy just and confidence kind of seeps into the rest of our offense right now, and having those guys in the huddle has kind of picked up the confidence level and the energy.
Dorothy Lynch, home style light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. Need to work a break in? We're back with more of the head coach, our first football radio show of the fall. We're back with the coach next.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The university has a new undergraduate business and law major. Students majoring in business and law are learning to use legal knowledge to better solve business challenges. They are also gaining skills in regulatory compliance, financial services, securities regulation, and corporate social responsibility. Upon graduation, they will boost the state's talent pool in these critical areas of expertise.
Block number of 8. Pass by Hampton. Set left. Penn State. Pitches back in there. Stop by Nicklin Head. 9 blocks. Big Red within 1.
Hey Huskers fans, this Saturday, join us as Husker Volleyball is back on the airwaves with their annual red-white scrimmage. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. with first serve at 6 on the Huskers Radio Network. Tune in to your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor.
For more information, please go to teammates.org.
This message is sponsored by the NEX Cashback app. Earn 15% cash back on every purchase, every store, every day at Nebraska Crossing in Gretna, the official shopping center of the Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, thanks for telling my family and me about Toyota's national sales event.
Oh, you're welcome.
We got a new RAV4 during the event, and it's been great.
Well, that makes me happy. Right now through September 6th, it is the best time to drive off in a new Camry Hybrid, Tacoma, and more. So what are you up to?
You know, we took the RAV4 to a great spot. We've hiked, rafted, and now we're exploring a cave.
Amazing. You're inside a cave right now?
Yep.
Well, I'm glad the RAV4 could make it all happen.
Yeah, my wife talked me into spelunking. I'm actually a complete and absolute amateur. Huh, I could have done without the echo on that.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Visit your participating Toyota dealer today to enjoy every last second of summer. Toyota, let's go places. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 6th.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your premier John Deere dealership and proud partner of Nebraska Athletics. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or online at WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
Our chat with the coach proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. Our first football radio show of the fall. The head coach with us for a few more minutes here tonight. Huskers will be leaving on Monday. Logistically, this will be a challenge, but to a player that I've talked to, Coach, they're really excited about making this trip over. They know it's a business trip. They know they need to go win, but they're really excited about heading over to another country.
This team has been able to focus through all the challenges that we've thrown at them this camp. I don't think this will be any different. They know they haven't earned a bowl trip. We're going over there to try to win a game against a good team. We've tried to think of everything for them. If I was their age, I'd want to have everything done as much as possible for me so I can focus on what I need to focus on. I'm sure there's something we haven't thought of, but if there is, I don't know what it is. We'll find out when we get over there. A lot of people put in a lot of work to make sure this goes off smoothly.
Sure does. All right, Northwestern, and I'll get more to them in a minute, but you know they'll come with their A game. They're 0-0-2. They're going to have a head of steam of confidence coming in this game, and Fitz certainly knows what he's doing running that program.
Yeah, you know, last year was a little bit of an anomaly. We kind of threw some stuff at them they hadn't seen, and it got out of hand, but this is a team that historically is Nebraska and Northwestern have played super tight games. They're extremely well coached, disciplined, well-disciplined team. I have no doubt they'll be better than they were last year. Hopefully we are too. But we have a lot of respect for them and the challenge that's in front of us.
Let's talk special teams a little bit. You've added a punter and a kicker. The punter, Bushini, was here in the spring, and then Timmy Bleakroyd got here in May. How are they hitting the ball?
Really well. It puts a smile on my face to see those guys. They're talented at what they do. Our whole team understands that we need to be better at that and the importance of that. And watching the buy-in on special teams has been incredible. I think we have more returners than we've had, more guys that can cover kicks than we've had. And we got to go out and play well. We need to win games on special teams. It's not good enough to lose games or even to break even on special teams. It needs to be a difference maker for us.
Your cover units were, for the most part, pretty good last year. Return game was almost non-existent. Do you have some guys you think that can bust a play or two this year?
I do. I think we got several, and kind of the key is going to be figuring out who needs to be back there based on how much they're playing in other places and when we need them. But there's some guys that have enough talent to make plays for us.
Bill Bush's impact, how has that been felt yet? What do you see from him?
Yeah, having a full-time guy there was much needed, and you know, he's able to focus on that 100% of the time, get guys involved and invested in it. We kind of broke it up before, and it was a little bit piecemeal. The guys did a good job with it, and we were sound, but there's just more that goes into it when you have somebody dedicated to it full-time.
At Central Valley Ag Cooperative, they know our planet is hungry. Together they feed at Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. It's a long camp. You're probably kind of starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel because the guys know a game is coming up. Saw you had a chance to send them out on a little pool party the other day. Those things are important, though, right, to kind of break up the monotony of camp?
Yeah, we tried to do that. You know, they had more downtime this year than they've had before, but it's been 90, 100 degrees, and all of a sudden we went to the pool, and it was 70 and raining. So we had a good group of guys get in the pool and swim. There were some bad belly flops and cannonballs. The rest of the guys just kind of enjoyed a picnic, and the more time we spend around each other, the better.
This team is just, I've heard the word fun for them. I've heard the word just try to get better every day. And it's to a person that gets interviewed. It's the team looks like they're really right on the right spot. That means there's some leadership happening. What about captains? Are you close to identifying that? What's your plan there?
Yeah, we had a captain vote already, so I know who it's going to be. Don't want to spill it yet. We're going to announce it to the team on Saturday, so that'll be out Saturday. We had a lot of guys give votes for it. A lot of guys get a lot of votes for it, and those guys that aren't captains have to be a huge part of the leadership on our team too. But there was 4 guys got the most votes, and they picked 4 good ones.
Very good. All right, so we'll look forward to hearing that later on before the Huskers head over to Ireland. All right, a couple things that I want to ask you about. The Husker football family lost a guy that has meant a lot to this program for decades, and that's Jack Pierce, who passed away last week. I know Jack. He was a longtime assistant coach here. Then he kind of went over to development to raise some money, and a unique guy that I think could fit in a place in South Omaha, and he could go out to Broken Bow and settle in and have a good time. What your remembrances of Jack?
I loved him. Being around him, he always had a positive attitude. He was a mover and a shaker, so he was always getting something done. And football programs need those type of guys. And I think he bled Nebraska red. Coach Brown and Coach Joseph and I had a chance to go over to the funeral and see a lot of people that have been involved in the program and be there for his family, and we'll miss him.
He would have liked this trip to Ireland, I think, don't you? I think he'd had a good time over there.
He might have found a pub or two over there.
I think so. Well, what a guy. What a great storyteller, too. I don't know if you ever heard a story from Jack, but he could tell some stories every now and then.
I have, and a lot of secondhand stories.
Yeah. It's good stuff there. This has been a long camp. Week 0, second year in a row you're playing week 0. I don't know if you're a fan of this thing or not. It does give you an extra, bye week later on in the year. Looks like college football's kind of trending maybe to do this a little bit more down the road.
We didn't come out on top last year, and it was a disappointment. I love it. If you win the game, it's great. If you don't, you're starting 0-1 in the conference. So the guys know the importance of this game. I think the team might have been a little tight last year because of it, and we're not going to do that. We're going over to let it rip and play the best game we can play and let the chips fall where they may against a good team. We got a hungry team, like I said. They can't wait to get out there, and we're going to go let it all fly.
Did you like having the 2 bye weeks once you kind of got into last year? Was it nice to kind of push back twice during the year?
Yeah, particularly this year, I love how the schedule sets up. Again, these first games are key for us. We'd like to have a good record going into the first bye week. Our focus is going to be one game at a time, so all we're thinking about is the boys in Illinois. We're in purple right now. But we got 4 games in a bye and then 3 in a bye, and then we finish with 5. That can help you recover if there's any nicks, cuts, and bruises, and really kind of sections out the season for us so we can focus on little pieces at a time.
Do you have any heartburn about not having a bye after this game with the long travel back, or have you been able to do some prep work on North Dakota?
It's going to be a challenge. We talked to the kids about the challenge of going overseas to play and making sure that we don't let that get in the way of our performance. I've already kind of hinted to them that second week's going to be a challenge too. Coming back, I think we land at 3 or 4 in the morning from Ireland, and we got to get ready to play the next Saturday. So we need to have the game plan in the hopper, ready to go. And if we have that done, it's really just about getting the guys mentally and physically ready to play week 2. But that's going to be another challenge after this one's over.
Kids are pretty resilient, right? They bounce back. But older than us older guys.
I bounced back a lot quicker when I was 20. Yeah.
We're looking out. Since the last time you were in our studio, there's a lot of progress has been made on this new facility. You can really start to see it taking shape. How big of a part of your recruiting pitch has this facility been?
There's a lot of momentum right now, and we need to capitalize on it by making it happen on the field. But between this facility, the NIL help that we've gotten that's helped us attract players, and how well our players are doing in NIL through ABM and making money off field help us take care of our guys and hopefully attract better recruits. So again, this could all come together really nicely, and we want to make Nebraska as big a destination for kids around the country as we can.
You had a good summer on the recruiting trail. Do you feel good about where you are there, and did that play? And I'm pointing to the facility. Did that play a role in some of that?
I think the building will continue to play a bigger and bigger role as it gets more and more completed. And closer to completion, the more we can take kids in there, show them what it's going to look like. Any little thing, said this a bunch, but we have to go all over the country and try to convince kids to leave schools closer to home and come to Lincoln, Nebraska, and all the advantages we can get will help.
All right, Monday night's departure time for Ireland. Does everybody that's been on the 110 get to go? Then have you already got your 74 set, or there's some still discussions you have to have with the staff?
We still have to finalize 74. A lot of the bottom spots on that will be determined by special teams. We're going to take actually more than 110. There's been a few guys that got hurt in camp that we've had to shut down and bring somebody else in, and we're going to try to bring that whole group, the guys that started and the guys that came in. So right now I think we're 118 or 119 for Ireland, and because it's a conference game, we can suit up 74 of them.
Yeah. Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. I've not asked you about Devin Drew. He was a late addition to this camp as well. The young man who's played and started at Texas Tech in the past, another one of those transfer portal additions. He had some summer classwork that he had to take care of, so he wasn't here from day one. Is that a guy that you're going to take to Ireland? Is that a guy that's going to help this team?
He's been impressive coming in late. I anticipate him being a pretty big part of what we're doing. He's done a good job learning, too, so he was a big addition.
Yeah, he's a big guy. And I think Shin said twitchy. What's that mean?
He's quick, explosive. You know, that's what we say twitchy is. I think he's going to be able to be a guy inside that can make plays for us, not just hold up gaps. And like I said, we already felt pretty good about where we were at that spot, but he's going to add something a little different than maybe what we had.
All right, well, good to see you. Good. Let's, a couple of days, get those bags packed, and off we go. This is a big deal, taking a football team across an ocean like this, but this ought to be fun as long as we get the win.
Are you on the plane with us?
I am.
Okay, well, be quiet. Guys are going to try to sleep.
I'm going to try to sleep, too. Good to see you.
All right.
Scott Frost with us here on our Nebraska Football Coaches Show. Our Chat with the Coach is proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. We're back to wrap up our first Nebraska Football Show. That's next.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
It's time to amp up the fun, now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event.
Just move on up.
Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.
Just move on up.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics, research, and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Visit shelterinsurance.com and find an agent to help you choose the coverage you need. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
SOS to the rescue. SOS to the rescue.
As the Huskers head to halftime, Frank is off the couch and heading for the fridge. Ooh, but he can't make it because he is so hot. The air conditioner is out again. SOS, he screams and calls SOS Heating and Cooling, his favorite Luxair dealer trusted since 1950. With Luxair, you get a free 10-year labor warranty with a new system. SOS Heating and Cooling.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal, because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Greg Sharpe, final few minutes of our Husker Football Radio Hour. Head coach Scott Frost stopping by for a good chunk of that. A lot in there. Let me just recap some of the high points. Obviously, the announcement of Casey Thompson will be the starting quarterback for the Huskers when they play the Cats next Saturday in Ireland. I don't think that's probably too shocking to everybody, but he was pretty complimentary of Chuba and Logan and said he really likes that room, and also mentioned Heinrich and Richard Torres as guys that have had good camps, and they're really excited about their futures. So that was probably the highlight. Also, that the captains have been selected. They have that, and Jessica and I mentioned this in hour one. They have the Boneyard Bash, which is an open practice Saturday night for the student body. So the students get to come in and watch their football team on Saturday night, and they're going to announce the captains at that point in time. Said a lot of players got votes, that it was not easy. He loved the fact that there were so many guys that got votes that it made him feel good, that he feels like there's a lot of leaders on this team, and the guys that even aren't captains still need to be leaders for this football team moving forward. So the captains will be officially announced Saturday night at the Boneyard Bash inside the stadium. Then we talked about black shirts, and he did say before they leave and depart for Ireland, they're going to hand some out. Probably not the full 11. That Coach Chenander's thoughts are that guys that have not played much don't deserve them yet. They need to do a little bit of that on the field, but that some black shirts will be given out before they travel across the pond to play Northwestern next week. So those are some of the high points. Just really, you just get the sense, and this has kind of been a theme from all of the coaches and a lot of the players, that they're just a fun group to be around, a group that's been eager to learn, eager to work, that they've had good practices. He feels like they've come through the camp healthy, that they've been able to keep guys kind of on the up and go, and so I think it's a lot of positive feelings as this team goes. I also thought it was an interesting comment that we talked about the Week 0 games, and that this is the second straight year Nebraska is going to play that Week 0. Allowing them to have 2 bye weeks during the season, and he said he felt like the team was a little tight last year at Illinois, and that they want to reverse that they want them to kind of cut loose and get after it. So maybe a learning experience from last year of trying to do too much when they went on the road to play Illinois and lost that game to the Illini. So I think that's kind of also factored into their theme a little bit about how to prepare for this opening game against another conference opponent. And with all the distraction of going over to Europe, I think he feels like he's got some mature guys that can overcome a lot of that. So kind of a synopsis of that. I thought this was a lot of really good stuff. And folks, if you were watching the live stream, you probably saw this. If you're just listening, you couldn't. But when I asked him about the kickers, he broke into a pretty big smile, which that's kind of rare for Scott Frost to do. But when I said, how are your kickers and punters hitting the ball? And he broke into a smile. He says, really well. And we feel so good about that phase of it. And I've said it on an affiliate earlier today, I think that's going to be the biggest improvement of this football team is their special teams work. Just kicking, punting, return games, which were just non-existent for this team a year ago. I think that's going to be so much better for the Huskers in 2022. And I think he feels that. I think the team feels that. And now I think there's a lot of pride being built up on that special teams unit. And that certainly, as we all know, can be a huge momentum-switching plays in football games is what you do or don't do on special teams. So great to have the coach on with us again. Most Thursday nights we will not have a coach's show. Next Thursday night, too tough with the time change and the logistics of being over in Dublin. And then our next radio show will be on a Wednesday, right before the North Dakota game, because of a volleyball match on that Thursday night. But most weeks it'll be on Thursday night for our Husker football radio show. Nebraska 811 says go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. All right, Husker game day starts a week from Saturday, 7:30 in the morning. Brendan Stye, Ben McLaughlin will take you through the first couple of hours. I'll pick it up with Countdown to Kickoff. Matt Coatney will join me there. Matt Davison will join me in the booth. Jessica will be down on the sidelines for us this year. Then our post-game show will include Bill Dolman, Jay Foreman back for another year of hosting Big Red Reaction along with Matt Coatney. So that'll be our game day crew coming up here this fall and not too far off. Thanks to Tim for a great job tonight. Thanks to all of you for listening. Back with another show tomorrow night. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks. Foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Block number of 8. Pass by Hampton. Set left. Penn State. Pitches back in there. Stop by Nicholas Head. 9 blocks. Big Red within 1.
Hey Huskers fans, this Saturday, join us as Husker Volleyball is back on the airwaves with their annual red-white scrimmage. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. with first serve at 6 on the Huskers Radio Network. Tune in to your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Discover the pinnacle of American automotive design with the all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer. Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Blair is your Wagoneer certified dealer, delivering an experience to match the premium quality of your vehicle, making your choice easy. The all-new Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a luxurious, expansive cabin, and confident capability you would expect from this legendary SUV. Visit us in-store or